This is the number one way in which you can build confidence. If someone is telling you you can do this, that can give you a huge boost. Recognize when you're getting that and realize that that is going to help you build your, oh my God, I actually have been here before. I can do this. And you start to build that self-belief. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lewis Hatchett, mindset and mental performance coach, also a former professional athlete in cricket here in the UK. So any cricket fans, give this video a like. Also host of the Raising Your Game podcast, master's student in performance psychology at Bangor University, and the creator of the Mind Strong Sport app. All right, so every athlete dreams of being a top performer in the big games, in the clutch moments, and being the go-to player. But what is it that all these top performers have? Well, it's confidence. But something that you could have after the next few minutes. Well, by the end of this video, I'm going to tell you what it is and the 4 places you can find it. So let's get going. But before we get started, if you do find value from this video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also click the bell so that you don't miss out on any new videos and you become one of the first people to get notified when a video comes out. Okay, so confidence is a thing that a lot of us are seeking, but the problem is that it's actually quite elusive. Some days we have it, some days we don't. And it can seem like we're just never going to get it back, or maybe we're never going to be confident again. So how do we get back to being our most confident self? Well, the secret lies in something that psychologist Albert Bandura coined as self-efficacy. So why self-efficacy and not confidence? Well, confidence is encompassing a sense of just broad self-belief. It is pretty vague, it fluctuates, and it's not that reliable. Whereas self-efficacy is a more focused sense of confidence in our abilities in a particular task or goals. It's easy to find and it's more reliable. And it's also specific. And when we can have specific positive experiences and we can have more of those, we build more confidence. And there's 4 components to self-efficacy. And I'm going to go through them in increasing strength, starting with the weakest all the way up to the strongest form of self-efficacy. All right, number 1 is physiological feedback. This is how we physically interpret what is happening to our body in any moment. So if you've got a big game, you've potentially got a big performance coming up and you're starting to have high heart rate, sweaty palms, quick breathing, you might interpret that as something that is threatening. You might see that you're nervous, or you could see it as it's a challenge and an opportunity, and you might see it as excitement. It is our interpretation of that event that can increase our self-efficacy. So if you see it as a threat, it might reduce your self-efficacy, your confidence in that situation. But if you can then reframe it and see it as, I'm actually excited, I've got a high heart rate because I'm anticipating this, I'm actually seeing this as an opportunity, and now I don't see it as a threat, I see it as a challenge and something for me to go into. That is a completely different way in which you are reading the physiological feedback that you are getting from that situation. So you might have had moments where you've had experiences like that and you may be placing a story onto it. Can you place a new one onto it? Can you place a new way of thinking around how you're interpreting that physical feedback? Number 2 is verbal persuasion. This is quite literally someone telling you, giving you feedback that you are doing a good job. We're so easily reminded of all the negative stories, negative messages that someone else has told us, but we forget all the good. And when someone tells us we're doing a good job, that makes us feel good. Of course, why would we not want to hear that? When someone tells us that, it feels good, but we forget it. And we want to remind ourselves. So that could be coming from a coach, a teammate, a friend, and that feedback can have a huge impact on how you feel about a certain task, goal that you've got, and your ability to achieve it, your ability to do well in it. If someone is telling you you can do this, that can give you a huge boost. So recognize when you're getting that and realize that that is going to help you build your self-efficacy, self-belief, your confidence in what you're going into. All right, number 3, and I love this one, which is vicarious experiences. Sometimes we don't have our own experiences to rely on, and it's great to live them through other people. And so what you're looking for here are potentially role models, or maybe someone that has trodden a similar path to you. Maybe someone that is quite literally or physically similar to you, doing the similar sort of skill sets that you've got. Maybe they're even like a similar height and weight, whatever it might be. Or maybe they've just come from a similar background. They've come from a certain town or a certain village or city that you live in, or area or country, whatever it might be. You want to know that because someone else has done what you're hoping to do, that you could do it as well. This is why athletes who become role models when they break out of inner city areas can really inspire generations after them, because those kids get to see someone just like them doing exactly what they want. And it's in that they can believe that they can get there through that experience of someone else. So that is a vicarious experience. So look around for people that you are either searching for as role models, or maybe it's someone that has done what you want to be doing and you see yourself in them. And the closer that journey can be to yours, the better, because you want to feel like, okay, that's someone so similar to me that I can actually get there because they look like me, they sound like me, and I believe that I can do that too. So go look for your role models, go look for someone similar to you, and find those vicarious experiences to build your self-efficacy. Okay, and finally, mastery experiences. This is the number one way in which you can build confidence, self-efficacy in what you're doing. It is quite literally looking back at successful moments that you've had in the past and recognizing that because you've done it before, you can do it again. It is proof that you are able to do this. So you might look at the skills that you were using, the physical approach you had, but even the characteristics that you had or used in that moment, and are you able to bring them out and use them again now? It is taking yourself back to that memory so that you can bring out the belief that I've been here before, I can do it again. And once you start to believe you've been here before, then you start to build your self-confidence, you start to feel different, you start to approach and be like, yeah, I can do this. This is something that I can get into. And finally, mastery experiences. These are quite literally moments where you have had success in the past so that you can recognize and believe that because you have done this before, you can do it again. So look back at moments where you had success, look at the skills that you used, maybe the physical approach you had. It might even be the characteristics that you were showing, and recognize that I've been here before and I can do this again. And it's really worthwhile going back and taking a look at those memories, because when we feel low in self-confidence and we aren't focusing on any of this self-efficacy in what we're doing, we recognize all of the negative experiences that we have. We so easily focus on everything that was negative and we forget all of the good and actually what made it good. How did we get to the good? And what were we doing in that moment? So this is a great example of how you can go back to those moments of success and go, oh my God, I actually have been here before. I can do this. And you start to build that self-belief. You start to build that self-efficacy and go, yeah, suddenly you're walking a little taller. Suddenly you're going, yeah, I can do this. You're starting to build that self-belief and that self-confidence, and off you go. And suddenly performances can change. And so that is literally one of the strongest ways in which you can start to build your self-efficacy and knock on into your self-confidence. So there you go. There are the 4 components of self-efficacy that if you can pick one of those, you will start to build and feel more confident in what it is that you're trying to achieve. But if you want to build your self-confidence even further, don't forget to use the Mind Strong Sport app with meditations on confidence, mindset courses for confidence, and much more. You can head over to the iOS and Android app stores, or the link in the description to download the app right away and get going today. And while building self-efficacy is great and getting our confidence up, you're gonna wanna get rid of your performance anxiety that could be crippling you from your performance. And in order to do that, you're gonna wanna watch this video next.